It was just another ordinary evening when I first heard about it. We were hanging out in a dimly lit apartment, sharing horror stories and urban legends. The conversation had started with the usual topics: ghost sightings, haunted buildings. But then one of my friends, Kana, brought up something different. "Have you guys heard of the Red Room?" We all shook our heads. Kana's face grew serious, her tone dropping as if she were about to tell us something we shouldn't hear. "It's not just a story," she said quietly. "It's real. It's a cursed website. You get a pop-up on your screen, a red window with a question. Do you like the Red Room? And if you don't close it fast enough, well, they say something terrible happens." I laughed, thinking she was joking. "Come on, a haunted pop-up? That's just internet superstition." But Kana didn't smile. "I'm serious. They say that anyone who sees the Red Room dies." The room fell silent. We all glanced at each other, unnerved but still skeptical. Internet curses were a dime a dozen, and I didn't believe in any of that stuff. It was just a story, something designed to scare people like the urban legends of old. But the way Kana spoke, the way her eyes looked darker when she mentioned it, made me feel a little uneasy. A few nights later, I was alone in my apartment, late into the night, mindlessly browsing the web. I had almost forgotten about the Red Room story. Almost. That is, until my screen flickered. At first, I thought it was just a glitch, but then it happened again. The screen darkened for a moment before a small red window popped up at the center of my screen. My heart skipped a beat as I saw the words, "Do you like the Red Room?" My stomach churned as the words flashed in front of me. I immediately remembered Kana's warning, and for a moment, I just stared at the screen, frozen. It couldn't be real. This had to be a joke, right? Someone hacked my computer, or it was a prank website I'd stumbled upon. I moved my mouse to close the window, but as I clicked, nothing happened. The window wouldn't close. My fingers trembled as I tried again, but the pop-up remained, the question now repeating itself, growing larger. "Do you like the Red Room?" My breath caught in my throat. I frantically pressed the power button on my computer, trying to shut it down, but the screen remained on, the red window glowing brighter, expanding until it filled the entire screen. The question had changed. "You will like the Red Room." Panic surged through me. I pulled the plug from the wall, desperate to stop whatever was happening. The screen finally went black, the hum of my computer dying. I sat there in the dark, my heart pounding in my chest, trying to convince myself it was just a prank, a coincidence. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. That's when I heard it, a soft whisper, barely audible. But it was there, coming from behind me. "The Red Room." I whipped around, but there was no one there. The apartment was empty, just as it had been. I told myself it was all in my head, the result of a stupid internet prank getting to me. But the unease lingered. The next day, I tried to put it out of my mind, but the anxiety gnawed at me. When I texted Kana about what had happened, she didn't respond. I figured she was busy, but by the afternoon, I started hearing rumors at school. Whispers about Kana. She hadn't shown up to class, and no one could reach her. I felt sick to my stomach. I returned home that evening, hoping to distract myself with homework. But when I opened my laptop, the screen flickered again. My blood ran cold as the red window reappeared, brighter and larger than before. "Do you like the Red Room?" I slammed the laptop shut, my hands trembling. My mind was racing, searching for answers. I grabbed my phone to look for information, to figure out what this cursed site was, if anyone else had experienced it. But as I searched, my phone screen began to glitch, flickering with the same ominous red light. I dropped it in fear. That's when I heard it again. This time louder, clearer, the whisper in my apartment. "The Red Room?" I froze. The voice was coming from my bedroom. I hadn't been in there since I returned home, and I knew for certain I was alone. But the voice kept whispering. repeating those cursed words over and over. Summoning every ounce of courage, I slowly approached my bedroom door. The air felt thick, suffocating as I inched closer. The door was slightly ajar, and through the crack, I saw it. The walls of my room were painted red. Dripping, wet streaks of red covered the walls, the ceiling, the floor. It wasn't paint, it was blood. The whispers grew louder. "The Red Room!" My body went cold with terror. And then, on the wall, I saw them. Names, written in blood. Hundreds of them, scrawled hastily in long, jagged letters. I scanned them in horror, and my heart nearly stopped when I saw one name at the very bottom. Cana. I staggered back, my breath caught in my throat. And then, I heard it. Something moving behind me. I turned around slowly, and standing there in the doorway was a figure. A shadowy silhouette, its form barely visible in the red glow of the room. It tilted its head toward me, and in a voice that was not human, it whispered, "Do you like the Red Room?" I blacked out. When I woke up, I was sitting at my desk, my computer screen in front of me glowing a faint red. The window was still there with the same question blinking on the screen. "Do you like the Red Room?" I couldn't remember how I got there. My body felt heavy, numb, like I was sinking into the chair, my hands gripping the sides tightly. The room was spinning and everything around me felt distant, unreal. Then my fingers moved on their own, as if they weren't mine. Slowly, they hovered over the keyboard and typed one word: yes. The screen flickered, and then it went black. But I knew I wasn't alone anymore. The Red Room had found me, and soon it would find you too.